Hello, my YouTube family. Today, your study spectra tutor Civic is going to talk with you all the experimental procedure of the mixed design of self-compacting concrete.
So let's firstly talk about what is self-compacting concrete. So self-compacting concrete is usually abbreviated as HCC, as the name itself suggests that this particular concrete is having a high degree of flowability or high degree of workability or better consistency than the normal concrete, and therefore it is having the capability to get compacted under the effect of its own weight. And secondly, we can say this particular concrete shows a good resistance towards segregation, which is basically the separation of the components of the concrete like aggregates and cement particles and water, etc., and with very less bleeding. And generally the water cement ratio is kept low for the SCC or the self compacting concrete, but still it is having a better strength than the normal or the ordinary concrete. And flowability is also better because of the use of certain kind of super plasticizers or admixtures. Generally, the mixed design which we are going to do in this particular experiment, the strength which we are desiring is usually 71 to 72 megapascals.
So friends, as you all can see on the YouTube screen that these are the ingredients which we are going to use for the design of the self-compacting concrete. This is basically the cement of grade 43, and this is basically the sand, that is a fine aggregate itself. This is basically we are using 10 of coarse aggregates. This is the marble powder, and this is the fly ash.
So as you all can see on the particular screen of your YouTube video, I am having a sheet. There just come to this particular mix. There it is written that 30-liter mix with water correction. So in this particular one, you can see MPC and SCC. So for MPC, SCC basically stands for it's a self-compacting concrete with marble powder content. Cementitious materials we are having are cement, fly ash, and yes, marble powder. So first tip what we will do, so first of all we will weigh 27.773 kg of the coarse aggregate. So उसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे, we will firstly move towards our weighing machine. As you can see in the particular video, we are having this weighing machine is that we are firstly tearing the weight of the bucket to equal to 0. So we can say that हम उसको scoop से quantities में ले रहे हैं, and whenever we get the value equal to 27.773 in the weighing machine, so जैसे हमें 27.773 के आसपास weight आ जाएगा, we will stop pouring the aggregates into it. Then after that we have to take 18.909 kg of sand. We are taking another bucket. Similarly we are doing the same process. We are tearing the weight of the bucket equal to 0. फिर स्कूप से हम sand को उसमें pour कर रहे हैं. As soon as we reach the limit of 18.909, we are basically stopping pouring the sand into the bucket and withdrawing it off the weighing machine. After taking sand coarse aggregate of 10 the next thing that we are going to take is basically our cement. So we have to take, as you can see, we have to take 15.861 kg of cement. After taking cement, we are going towards the fly ash. We are taking 1.762 kg of the fly ash. And lastly, we are basically taking marble and water. So marble powder is basically, you can see that powder which is white in color, that is marble powder. And we are taking almost 3 kg of the marble powder, and we are weighing that over the weighing machine. And lastly we are taking a certain quantity of water, that is 4.856 kg of water, and we are taking weighing that particular amount on the weighing machine and taking it off. After that we are placing all the particular ingredients, like we are having sand coarse aggregate 10 fly ash, marble powder, cement, and yes, water, into the batch mixer plant, where the mixing will take place of all the ingredients of the self compacting concrete. So this is our on in the video you can see this is our batch mixing plant, or we can say batch mixer, in which we can say that the ingredients are getting mixed with each other completely and thoroughly. Guys, one thing I would like to mention here, that in this particular mixer we are also adding some amount of admixture to improve the workability or the flowability of the particular concrete. For that we are using 0.9% of some kind of chemical admixture in that particular mix. When we are at 0.9%, then we saw that flowability is not that much as desired, so we just increased by 30 grams 2 times to improve the certain workability of the self compacting concrete. After the mixing is done, we have to perform two tests. Basically we have to perform our test, that is basically the V funnel test. V funnel, which is used for testing the passing ability or the workability of the self-compacting concrete. And in this particular test, basically the time is recorded at how much time the concrete will take to fall from that particular V funnel into a box, so that is placed below the bottom of that particular knob. And generally for self-compacting concrete, as per standard recommendations, the time should be between 6 to 12 seconds. So let's perform this particular test. तो जैसे कि आप देख सकते हो वीडियो में, वी आर हैविंग दिस पर्टिकुलर मिक्स दैट इज प्रिपेयर्ड इन दैट बैच मिक्सर. So we have brought that mix, and whatever the quantity that can be filled in that particular V funnel, we have filled that quantity in the V funnel itself. And make sure that knob from the bottom is closed, otherwise the concrete will begin to fall from the bottom, and we don't allow it to fall at the beginning only. So knob should be properly closed. And after filling it properly, what we do is that we place a tray or a bucket below the particular V funnel and remove the knob. तो concrete fall होना start हो जाएगा. और जैसे ही हम knob को remove करेंगे, we will start the time in our mobile, or we can say we are having stopwatch, we will on it. Like आप देख सकते हो phone में हमने stopwatch को on कर रखा है. And after that we will see that how much time will it take to completely fall from the V funnel into the bucket, और वो जो टाइम होगा उसको हम नोट डाउन कर लेंगे. So when we did this particular test in our laboratory, firstly we got a time period of 52 point something seconds. Then after that what we did is that we take the concrete back into the batch mixer and again mixed it in order to improve the workability, जिससे उसकी फ्लोएबिलिटी इंक्रीज हो जाए. फिर से हमने उसको मिक्स किया बैच मिक्सर में. मिक्स करने के बाद हमने वापस से कंक्रीट को पोर किया, सेम टेस्ट को वापस से रिपीट किया, एंड अगेन स्टॉपर्स हमने ऑन किया जब हमने नॉब को ओपन किया. दिस टाइम आवर टाइम इज कमिंग आउट टू बी नियर अबाउट 40 or 41 seconds. We go again back to that particular batch mixer and again mix the particular ingredients, and then we brought it from the batch mixer and again we poured into the V funnel, and again we start the stopwatch, set it to on, and after that we record a time that is coming out to be near about 18 seconds. So after that we move towards the second test, and that is called as the flow table test or horizontal slump measurement test. तो आप ये देख सकते हो, जो ये apparatus आप देख रहे हो, दिस इज बेसिकली कॉल्ड एज द हॉरिजॉन्टल स्लम्प बोर्ड, and we are having this lubricating oil. The oil is basically applied over the particular surface of the board. This is done in order to reduce the resistance between the passing concrete and the board surface itself, so that the concrete can flow over it smoothly without any kind of restriction. After lubricating it properly, what we are having this Abrams cone. So we are basically bringing the concrete that is basically present in the batch mixture plant and placing it in the Abrams cone itself. And basically it is placed in 2 layers by volume, equally by volume, and that each layer is tamped 10 times with the help of the tamping rod. फिर उसके बाद हमने इसको जब फिल कर दिया, आफ्टर दैट व्हाट वी डिड नेक्स्ट इज वी जस्ट वेट फॉर 30 सेकेंड, और 30 सेकेंड के बाद वेट करने के बाद हमने कोन को ऊपर रिमूव 40 mm फ्रॉम द बोर्ड, हमने उसको ऊपर रेस कर दिया. ऑब्वियसली जब कोन को हम 40 mm ऊपर रेस करेंगे तो द कंक्रीट उसमें जो प्रेजेंट होगा दैट विल कीप ऑन फॉलिंग एंड स्प्रेडिंग. तो कंक्रीट जो हो रहा है वो स्प्रेड होना स्टार्ट होगा. इट विल बेसिकली टेक द फॉर्म ऑफ अ सर्कल, एंड फिर उसके बाद से ये सर्कल का फॉर्म लेगा, और फिर उसके बाद स्प्रेड होने के बाद वी विल मेजर द diameter. So firstly we will measure the diameter in a particular direction with the help of the inch tape, and after that we will measure another diameter D2 in a direction perpendicular to the original diameter measured, and then we will have to take the average of these two, that is D1 plus D2 by 2. This will give us the flow value in mm or centimeters, whatever it is. Lastly, we are having one more test that is basically a kind of automated test that is used to determine the rheological properties of concrete, like viscosity, used to test the viscosity of the self-compacting concrete.
So after doing all these things, all the tests and all the important mixing and proportioning and all, the lastly we have to do is that we have to cast cubes and cylinders for determining the compressive strength of the particular self-compacting concrete at 7 days and 28 days respectively. And उसके लिए हमने यहाँ पे cubes और cylinders cast कर रखे हैं. As you can see, we are having the 6 cubes and 2 cylinders. And one thing you should keep in mind that the cylinder strength is usually considered to be the lesser than the cube strength, as cube strength is 1.25 times of the cylinder strength. So we will test it in the compression testing machine, and whatever the result will get, we will find, or we will estimate it as the mean strength of that particular sample, or the design strength of the particular self-compacting concrete sample. That's all. Hope you like this particular video. If you like, give a thumbs up, do subscribe and share. Bye bye.